Hey guys, so as you can see, I am back home and I got a haircut. And it's pretty damn short. Yeah, I think I liked my old look better. In other news, Dawah Film's most recent video, or fairly recent video, had been falsely flagged, so as much as I disagreed with the guy, as much as I don't like some of the things he does, false flagging of anyone is just unacceptable. So I hope you guys can show him some support and, maybe mirror his video. So I've often received a lot of criticism on my videos, and that's good. But one thing that I really would like you guys to do is if you guys find my video unappealing or you just don't agree with it, I'd at least like you to provide a reason why you think I'm either arrogant or stupid or whatever. So the most common and generic one that I've received is that I'm arrogant, and that is because I demand empirical evidence of a particular god, and usually it's the Judeo-Christian god and Christians who bring this up, but it's because I asked for evidence, and this god doesn't work that way. They don't feel the need to provide evidence for the existence of the Judeo-Christian God because their God does not appeal to intellect, but rather to a person's heart. So rather than providing evidence, Christians often ask me to relax my standard of proof. Let me just say that my lack of belief as an atheist and my natural skepticism are not products of conscious choice, but rather partially of how I was raised, who I am, um, the evidence that I've already collected, the research that I've done. All of these things influence how I view things, and that is not something I can control consciously. Nevertheless, even if I could control my standard of proof, and even if I could relax them, why should I? And so even if I could purposely dumb down to believe in your God, I wouldn't. And it's not necessarily because I have something against your God. Well, I think he's an asshole, but that's besides the point. The reason I wouldn't dumb down and relax my standard of proof is because doing so is something that's just downright dangerous. When someone has a really low standard of proof, they tend to believe in a lot of crazy and irrational things, and that often does not lead to anywhere good. So, in history, people used to believe that the sun was dragged across the sky through a chariot, or that rainbows were supernatural phenomena. But now we know that rainbows are just simply water droplets diffracting light, and we know that the sun would rise and set no matter what we decided to worship. So, really, relaxing your standard of proof and just accepting something before reserving judgment really can lead you to make some very, very wrong decisions about things in the world. Many people have made many claims regarding the supernatural, and not just exclusive to a god or gods either. Many people have claimed that they were abducted by UFOs. Many people claim that they've seen Elvis Presley alive. And if we were to believe all of these things, then what's to say that we wouldn't believe anything that people say? And that's not being humble here, people. That's being credulous. That's being gullible to the extreme. So I see no logical reason why I should accept one god over every other, and not just the existence of any god or gods, but also the validity of any supernatural phenomena that might have been dreamt up by mankind yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Why should I not believe in any one of those? And why should I only accept one God and limit myself and jump to conclusions as to say that only one God exists and the rest of these supernatural phenomena, they don't exist? Not only is that wishful thinking, but that's holding a double standard when believers only believe and accept one God over every other, and they have no logical reason to do so. So, really, it's not arrogant of me at all to not accept your God, because after all, I only believe in one less God than most theists. It's actually rather arrogant of theists, I find, if anything, to say that only their God exists and no other, when they have no logical basis to say something like that. So, really, there is only one true way in proving the existence of any god or gods or just any supernatural phenomena in general, and that is through empirical evidence, the objective standard, the gold standard, the standard of which we have come to recognize is truly fair. If, for example, a theist decides to try and quote scripture, well, another rival theist could quote their scripture and just sound equally as credible. If a theist decides to appeal to subjectivity, then another theist could appeal to their subjective experience and sound equally as credible. So again, unless you provide empirical evidence, you cannot find the arguments from other theists unconvincing without making yourself sound like a hypocrite. So, better to approach things prudently and skeptically and hold back. I'm not necessarily saying that I am rejecting the existence of any god or gods. I'm saying that I am reserving judgment until I see further evidence to make a better and more informed decision. And quite frankly, I think that is the best course of action. That's the most reasonable, and that is the most honest thing to say. If a god or god really does exist, then he, she, or it hopefully will understand exactly why I can't relax my standard of proof, even if I had the conscious choice to do so. Because not only would it be academically dishonest, but it would also be dishonest to who I am. And quite frankly, I would not want to be dishonest to myself just to avoid punishment or seek reward. And I'm pretty sure that any reasonable God would understand that. And if this God does not understand that, then I see no reason to worship a God that's so petty and unjust and unforgiving. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching, and may the truth always be heard.